Hello Internet, and welcome back to my series of film reviews. Last time we took a look at Tim Burton's Batman from 1989. Today we're going to take a look at the latest in the lineup of live-action Disney remakes, The Little Mermaid. We recently got Peter Pan and Wendy, which was released on Disney Plus on April 28th. But I elected not to do a review of that film because I didn't feel like doing it. But I thought it was alright, nothing to write home about. At least it was miles better than Pinocchio. I did not like Pinocchio at all. The Netflix Pinocchio movie was miles better. It actually had a good story to it. And we hardly ever get to see stop-motion animation these days. And that movie won Best Animated Feature at the Oscars. Now, back on to The Little Mermaid. When a live-action remake of The Little Mermaid was first greenlit, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit skeptical, because the original Little Mermaid from 1989 has always been one of my favorite Disney films from the Disney Renaissance era. And it's among my top 10 favorite Disney films, along with Pinocchio, Mulan, Lion King, Aladdin, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Tangled, Frozen, and Mary Poppins to name a few. Also, notice how it did not include any Pixar movies in that list, because that is a separate category. But anyway, this movie is directed by Rob Marshall, who previously directed Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, Into the Woods, and Mary Poppins Returns. It stars Halle Bailey as Ariel, Javier Bardem as King Triton, Jacob Tremblay as Flounder, Jonah Howard-King as Prince Eric, and Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. To be frank, I was never a big fan of Melissa McCarthy, and a lot of people out there can agree with me. Of course, I've never seen Bridesmaids, and I refuse to watch it because of one scene, and I don't even want to begin to describe it. Ugh. We also have Daveed Diggs as Sebastian. I'm not gonna lie, Sebastian looks weird in this movie. And I don't mean naked mole rat Sonic the Hedgehog weird, but I was never a fan of this design of Sebastian when they showed it off in the second trailer. I'm also not a fan of Flounder's design either. And we have Awkwafina as a new take on Scuttle. In the original, Scuttle was a male seagull voiced by Buddy Hackett. And here, Scuttle has been gender swapped and turned into a diving bird so that she may be featured in underwater scenes. I don't like it when classic Disney characters swap genders for no fucking reason. We recently got it with the Disney Plus Lady and the Tramp remake with the character Jock. I know there are some gender swap versions of characters in recent movies, TV shows, and video games, like the Tinkerer in Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Taskmaster from Black Widow to name a few. I can understand why those characters would swap genders. When it comes to live-action remakes of classic animated Disney films, it just doesn't work for me at all. Returning to helm the film soundtrack is Alan Menken, a household name among the Disney community. Not only have classic songs returned, but we also got some brand new songs that Lin-Manuel Miranda helped out with. I think that should do it for introductions. Let's dive right into what I thought of the latest in the lineup of live-action Disney remakes, The Little Mermaid. I was able to attend a Wednesday night early access screening at a local theater, so that's why this video was uploaded a little early. I may go into spoiler territory here and there, just warning you right now. Just like with every other remake we've gotten, there are things that stayed the same and things that changed drastically. For example, Ariel's sisters, the Daughters of Triton, they don't sing an opening song, and there's no special concert. The opening song from the original, Fathoms Below, appears towards the middle of the movie, and they cut out the song Les Poissons, as well as the French chef who chases Sebastian around the kitchen, as if it was Robotnik chasing after Sonic in a classic episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And let's talk about the songs. A lot of the classic songs return, but some of them sound a whole lot different in terms of tone and pitch. I mean, Under the Sea sounds the same, but the sequence in this film isn't as much of a visual spectacle unlike the 1989 animated version. But hey, it's nowhere near as bad as that eyesore known as I Just Can't Wait to Be King from 2019's The Lion King. Almost every other classic song sounds tonally different from the original. Now, I'm no expert in music theory, but changing the key signature and overusing modulation for an iconic song has varying effects. I mean, don't get me wrong, Halle Bailey has a breathtaking singing voice, but sometimes the change in pitch and tone throws me off. Such is the case with Poor Unfortunate Souls and Kiss the Girl. And for those two songs, they changed some of the lyrics, while everything else stays the same. When I first learned about the song lyric changes, this was me at first.
Alan Menken! How dare you change those lyrics? I am absolutely disgusted! Your father's now facing an inquiry at work, and it's entirely your fault! If you put another toe out of line, we'll bring you straight home!
But there is a reason behind some of the lyric changes. For Kiss the Girl, some of the lyrics were changed because some viewers have gotten sensitive about the idea that Eric would, in any way, force himself on Ariel.
That's no good.
I don't know, it just threw me off. As for cutting Daughters of Triton, they wanted to go a different direction with introducing our main heroine, and how she is curious about the world around her, be it the ocean or the surface. And Les Poissons, I have no fucking clue. But that song was mostly meant to be a comedic song that doesn't really carry on the plot of the overarching story, unlike Part of Your World, or Kiss the Girl, or Poor Unfortunate Souls. There are 3 new songs in this film. one of them being a solo song sung by Prince Eric, which is my personal favorite. A song I might consider singing on this channel out of sheer boredom, or when it gets closer to my anniversary with McInerney76 coming up on July 12th. Another sung in Ariel's head when she first becomes human, and a song sung by Awkwafina and Daveed Diggs called The Scuttlebutt, which is probably my least favorite song in the film. You can clearly tell that it was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda when the characters begin rapping the lyrics. I mean, Awkwafina does have a decent rap career, but the last time I heard her singing to my knowledge was in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair.
Also in the original, Jodie Benson didn't sing along with Samuel E. Wright for Under the Sea, like Halle Bailey and Daveed Diggs. And Flounder didn't sing at all, but he does help with the singing of Kiss the Girl. Let's now talk about what I liked. I absolutely adored Halle Bailey as Ariel. At first I wasn't sure about the casting, but when I saw the first two trailers, I was blown away by her singing voice. Her rendition of Part of Your World was what sold me on her casting. Same with Melissa McCarthy. Like I said before, she's not one of my favorite actresses, but her performance as Ursula surprised me, although I'm convinced that her rendition of Poor Unfortunate Souls was either auto-tuned or was dubbed over by Idina Menzel. I mean, she's not known for her singing, but her performance of Poor Unfortunate Souls is nowhere near as eerie and intimidating as Pat Carroll's take in the original 1989 animated version. I also love the chemistry between Halle Bailey and Jonah Howard-King. In the original animated version, they didn't really have time to bond before they left the castle to go on adventures around the town. Here, they actually get to know each other, all while Halle Bailey no longer has a voice and can't speak or sing. This was after Ursula pulled a Majora's Mask, seeing that there's a 3-day deadline before shit ultimately hits the fan. As for what I didn't like, there's mostly some minor changes to the story and characters, and the overall designs of Sebastian, Flounder, and Scuttle. And I wasn't too fond of Javier Bardem's performance as King Triton either. I'm giving 2023's The Little Mermaid a 7 out of 10. Not a perfect movie, but it is one of the better live-action adaptations of classic Disney animated films we've gotten. I still say the worst one in my book was The Lion King, with Pinocchio being a close second. If I could go back and re-review Pinocchio, I'd bash the shit out of that movie. With The Little Mermaid, I entered the theater with an open mind. I found myself having a good time with it. Sure, it's another one of those live-action remakes that's only greenlit for the sole purpose of making cold hard cash in Disney's greedy fucking pockets. But some of the changes I liked. I liked some of the new songs, except for that one song, The Scuttlebutt. God, that song felt very out of place. But everything else I really enjoyed. The best thing about this movie was by far Halle Bailey's performance as Ariel, and Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. Is it something I'd be in a hurry to see again? No, but I'm happy that I got a chance to see it. I'm just hoping they don't butcher Snow White next year with Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, but only time will tell. Stay tuned for my upcoming film reviews for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and the Mission Impossible movies. And all other videos and projects coming soon. Till then, I'll see you all next time.